What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Underdog Sports Podcast. I am your host, Nolan Skeen, alongside Antonio Fiore, Salestrina. Gentlemen, how we doing?
Fantastic.
Good afternoon.
We,
Evening.
well, yeah, it's the evening.
Anything I say.
We have to.
F you guys.
We have to.
It's the whole point of this.
Continue.
Anyway, we have a couple things in the major leagues of baseball going on. We have a couple things in the NBA going on, including the Christmas lineup that came out, which is fire, by the way. Stacked. And then we have some NFL fantasy stuff to get to, like the rankings and all that good stuff, and who we think the best rookies coming out are, and we'll see how it goes.
Before we get to that, I think we got to talk about Mr. Andy Dalton of the Chicago
Dalton.
Bears.
So we're gonna start with football then.
I think so.
All right. What Andy Dalton said today, I'll say what he said, and then we can share our opinions. I don't think Antonio's heard this. So Andy Dalton was in a press conference today, and when they asked him about, I forget what the question was, but they asked him about like the QB situation, what he thought, and he pretty much said, "This is my time. Justin's going to be a great player and have a great career, but this is my time." And I thought that was amazing.
You liked it?
Yes.
See, if it was his time and he was gonna ball out this year, maybe that'd be like cool that he said that.
I get that. The
Maybe
whole
he'll
thing
play
was
all
like,
right.
okay, well, you had your time, and you like.
Yeah, and you were good.
Over under week 6 before we see Justin Fields.
I think under. He might just come out as the starter.
most
I mean,
likely.
Andy Dalton might be
Andy
doing
Dalton
this.
is guaranteed. It's almost like Cam Newton.
We don't think
Dalton
they're
is
gonna be good.
guaranteed to be the starter.
You
week
think
1.
so?
They told him that. They literally told him that. They said you're the starter week 1 no matter.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
They're not gonna be good though, so there comes a point where there's not a point in.
I mean, so
playing
we'll
him.
see. I mean, what's the Bears' schedule looking like the first?
If they're a
6 weeks?
500 team by week 6,
Because if
he'll
it comes out the
he'll
gate,
probably
it's
stay in
tough.
there.
If he plays some like tough defense, like maybe Giants or
Oh no!
what?
They play the Rams on Sunday Night Football week 1.
That's week 1.
Yeah.
Okay, what about week?
why
2?
are they the Sunday night game week 1?
I could not tell you.
Stupid.
Bengals, that's not really that bad of a game. Browns, Lions, Raiders, Packers.
So like, what is that? Like 3 out of those first 5 games are gonna be pretty freaking tough.
Oh, and then Buccaneers, 49ers after that. Ooh.
Oh my God, Justin
2,
Fields is
4,
coming in so
6.
fast.
They probably go like 2-6 in their first 8. They beat the Lions. They beat the Bengals most likely. And I don't even know that the Bengals game is a given.
If they're 500 at the time, I still think they'll probably end up keeping Dalton in there. Are they going to be 500? No. I think we all predicted that they suck.
I agree with that only because why? I mean, like, you're not going to have like a good shot at the playoffs, but if you're, 3-4 to start the season and Dalton looks fine, I don't know. Is there really a rush that Justin Fields on?
I mean, the Chicago fan base is kind of tired of seeing them lose. So if they start out like
the
2
fan
and
base will be
4,
eager.
3-4, they're gonna be hot to see Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing about Andy Dalton, he's really good at being average.
Is he putting that team?
He's not gonna come out and wow you.
Is he putting that team in the playoffs? Is Justin Fields good enough to bring that team to the playoffs in his first year? Say they're
It's so hard to say.
say they're 3-4 after week 7.
It's so hard to say, but I mean, he's looked really good. I've watched like the clips of his first preseason game.
It's hard. Preseason's hard because you see it.
It is really hard.
You don't want to overreact, but he did look good.
But based on his movement and the way he plays, it reminds me a lot of Deshaun Watson.
Interesting.
He looks a lot like Deshaun Watson when he rolls out and runs. The way he throws the ball, I'm just like he looks just like Deshaun Watson. But I mean it's so hard to say. I don't know.
Did you see any of his highlights? I mean, obviously highlights don't tell the full story of a damn, but like he was very.
Yes, I was going to say he looks comfortable, and
That's literally the word I was
It's
gonna
a
say.
huge. I know, like you said, preseason it's tough. That's what I would look at with quarterbacks: is do
And
they
Wake-
look comfortable, or do they have I would call nervous feet? Nervous feet is a bad sign for me. That's when I'm like, that's one of the number one things that would make me go, don't know about you.
But what did Justin Fields say after the first week? He said something that was crazy. He was like, I can't wait to get some real competition. He said something like that. I forget what it was.
Did he really?
Maybe I can look it up.
I mean, it's bold words.
Why do rookies talk?
Yeah,
like that?
bold words for a rookie for sure.
Yeah, it was bold words. That's why Okay, so here's what I liked about Andy Dalton saying that. What I liked is I'm sick of these guys giving it up so easily. Like I'm all for the kumbaya that's going on in New England right now, where Cam is like buddy like whatever. But when there's like real competition going on, in the case of Justin Fields and Andy Dalton, I'd say it's a real competition for QB1. I love that Andy Dalton was just like, yeah, he's good, but it's mine. Like, I like that. I like that he's just not saying, oh, well, we're playing together as a team. You know, we'll see what happens. But as of right now, we're just working it out as a team. Whatever's better for the team. No, fuck that.
That's what I mean.
I love that he was like, no, this is my team.
One quarterback on the field at a time, right? So, I mean, honestly, what else are you going to say? If you're gonna speak your feelings,
I obviously think Justin Fields is going to be very good. I just don't know that in year one he's going to put them over the top.
Oh, so, no, I don't think so either. The Bears aren't good enough.
It was after the first preseason
again with
game.
Matt Nagy too. We talked about that,
and they were asking him about the speed of the game because like the transition from college, whatever. He said it's actually kind of slow to me, to be honest. Is what he said. So I mean, cocky words. It might have been taken a little out of context. I didn't see the full quote, but.
Some of those defensive players are gonna want to really hit on.
Yeah,
once
that's gonna piss them.
Maybe I would hope. Maybe I'd hope he's talking about the pace of it. But if he's talking about literal players,
yeah, I don't think he was talking about players. I think they were probably specifically talking about how is the transition from college to NFL been, like the speed of play. And I bet that's when he said it's kind of slow, to be honest. This is just preseason.
Like, he's gonna be a good player. I think. I think out of the rookies drafted, he's probably I really like Trey Lance.
I was gonna say Trey Lance.
This is one of the things I saw too. Trey Lance is ranked higher than Garoppolo in the QB rankings.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
at least when it comes to Matthew Berry.
That website, that fantasy website, it'll say QB1 Trey Lance.
Really?
Yeah.
They're gonna trade Garoppolo.
I mean, that's been the talk of like.
Bill's gonna be like, "Hey,
no." At that point, that doesn't make sense. Where would Jimmy Garoppolo?
Is he 30 yet?
The top 25. Sam Darnold is ranked higher than Garoppolo, and Trey Lance is at 23.
Ew.
Trey Lance is at 23 without seeing him play a snap in the regular season.
I don't want to say I can just tell, but like he's going to be.
But
good.
that makes me nervous.
And he's on a very good team.
It makes me nervous. You know, it makes me nervous. Because it's just like, we come out and we say, guys, like, we praise him. And what happens if he sucks?
He could. I mean, that's
what I'm saying. It's like, it's so easy to be like, it's so easy for someone to go in and be like, yeah, I saw him. He's going to suck.
Yeah, fair.
It's so easy.
One of these guys is going to suck.
Yeah, which one? Well, it's going to be Matt Jones, I think. I said the last time we talked about him. I'm Jack Bones.
Wax Zilson.
Oh, yeah. Wax Zilson is going to be god-awful. God-awful.
I mean, that's the easy pick, though, because it's the Jets.
The Jets are always...
It's the easy pick.
Are they going to make a good decision ever?
They're still winning 7 games.
No, they're not.
All right, he thinks they're going to...
I don't think they're going to be good.
No, I'm not
I don't
think
think
they're
going to be good.
He thinks they're going to go over.
But 7 games is like a we're not.
All right, we went down that road.
Yeah, we don't need to backtrack.
I think is the easy pick just because the Jets were so early that they were like, we want Zach Wilson, and everyone else was like,
months in advance they were like, we want Zach Wilson.
All right, so here you guys are gonna hate this. I don't want to sit here and say like, all right, ready? You already know where I'm going with this. Trevor Lawrence might not be the best quarterback of this draft class. And I kind of feel strongly about that.
Yeah, there's a possibility.
I don't think that's a hot take.
Well, he loves Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, he does love Trevor Lawrence, but I mean,
I can't sit here and say
it's one thing looking at your college career and then translate it to the NFL.
If you gave
but he has the most translatable game from college to NFL.
If you gave
out of all these quarterbacks,
Justin Fields,
I'd argue it's Justin Fields.
If you gave me Justin Fields or Trey Lance versus please help me.
Torrance.
Trevor Lawrence, thank you. I would take the two. I think one of those two is going to be better than Trevor Lawrence.
Out of those two, I think probably Justin Fields is probably the most likely option.
I think it's going to be Lance. I'm not saying he's going to be better, but
I don't know.
I think
all three of these. I think all of them are definitely starting caliber NFL quarterbacks.
You also got to think about the situation. Like if we're going to pick between Fields,
San
and
Francisco's
Lance, I was going to say easily a better situation.
Yeah.
So that kind of gives me the leverage for Lance or Fields if we're going to say one of them is going to be better. But that depends on what the Bears will do after we presume Matt Nagy's going to be gone. If they I was going to say if they suck, but honestly, if they don't make the playoffs,
he should have been gone yesterday.
Yeah. If they're average,
organizations love hanging on to bad coaches.
I was going to say if the Bears are average, they'll
bad
part
organizations
ways.
love hanging on to bad coaches.
For sure.
Doug Marrone.
No. Urban Meyer, are we in or out?
Tim Tebow, our boy, got cut.
I mean, he needed to.
I thought it was a little sooner than they were going to do it, but
I still don't get it in the first place.
I think it was exciting. It was exciting for the Jags, but whatever.
It was weird. To me, there was no point in that. I didn't really care as much as everybody else did. Everybody wanted to talk about it.
I didn't devote any time to it. I was not worrying about Tim Tebow. At the same time, what were the odds Tim Tebow was going to be a starting tight end in the NFL?
No,
Did you see people saying you were trying to rationalize it, saying that his leadership qualities were better than Trevor's, and they didn't want an issue.
My!
I mean,
God.
obviously that is not.
That's
true.
a Skip Bayless take right there.
Yeah, that is not true.
That's
but
what I
thought
mean.
That was hilarious.
They were talking about Tim Tebow being assigned by the Jags on ESPN and shit as topics, and they'll talk about it for 10, 15 minutes. I'm like, I don't care about this that much.
I mean, I think Tim Tebow should just. I think he's good in the analyst TV spot. I think he's good at that stuff. He was doing it for college football before this, right?
He wasn't even that good at that.
He wasn't? I thought he was.
He was all right. I don't want to sit here and just bash Tim Tebow the whole time, but
that's why I was trying to
No, I know, but
even give him something.
Even he was a college football analyst, and even that it was I don't know. He wasn't really any sort of I don't know. He wasn't that exciting. I didn't think.
I don't know. Urban Meyer though.
Well, I mean that's the whole reason he was there was Urban Meyer.
But here's the problem that we have is we just expect him to just instantly make it great. We just instantly expect him to be oh, you have Trevor Lawrence, you better win 9 games, win 10 games, and go to the playoffs. It's okay, the bar is so low.
I was gonna say I don't think he's
won
walking
2
in there.
games last season.
Yeah,
1 game.
I don't think the
season.
Jaguars are saying to Urban Meyer, we expect you to make the playoffs this year.
He has to win 3 games.
They'll win more than 3 games easily. I think
that's all he has to do, though. He has to win 3 games.
Well, I mean, he's a first-year head coach. What are they going to do? Fire him after a year if he wins 4 games? They're not going to do that with any first-year head coach. Well,
but I don't want people saying in the middle of the year when they're 4-8 that
Urban Meyer sucks. No,
I don't want to see that.
Because he has a lot of credibility between
4 games. He's done his job for this year at least.
That team is going to be very up and down.
It is. I think
they're going to have glimpses.
There's going to be some weeks where Jacksonville beats I don't know, some really the Bills. Somehow they beat the Bills one week, and you're just
I don't know what that.
I just in
went
theory.
For the top.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever. It's the Chargers or someone like that. I don't know. Someone good, right? Then
do they play the Chargers?
Maybe
because if it is, I want to watch that game.
Mm-hmm. And then the next week they'll lose to Houston, and then you'll be like, how?
Yeah, no, I can see that. I think they got a good offense. I really think they got a good offense.
You're a big Lawrence fan, but I think you're a big ETN fan too.
I do like ETN, but I mean, other running backs. I'm blanking on his name. Other running backs, damn good player. Good year last year.
James Robinson.
That's right. He had damn good year last year. So I think they're going to use both of them.
So
their receiving core, DJ Chark and Marvin Jones.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you want to talk about sleepers for fantasy football?
Those two.
Not DJ Chark, Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones is going to go way later.
Marvin Jones is a very good player.
Way later than DJ Chark. And at that point, I'll take the value on Marvin Jones.
Yeah.
And he has games where he catches
absolutely.
180 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, remember there was one year through 5 weeks he was leading the league.
He was a wide receiver 1. No,
ridiculous amount.
Through 5 weeks, he was wide receiver 1 that year. I'm fairly confident of that. Which is obviously that you don't expect that when you draft him in the 10th round.
No.
But I could easily see him having a top 25 finish at wide receiver.
Yeah, on a good team to great team, he's a wide receiver 2. On a shit team, he's a wide receiver 1. So I mean, he's a solid player in the NFL. He'll put up numbers.
Damn, the Chargers don't play the Jags this season. They play them next season.
Tough.
Which might even be better.
That might be better.
Yeah. Travis Etienne, fantasy outlook.
Well, they didn't address really their offensive line, I don't think, until the second round. So I like him as a fantasy running back. Maybe flex. I don't know if I saw him there and I wanted my second running back, maybe I'd go for another guy who's got a little bit more credibility as a wide receiver too, or not wide receiver, running back too, maybe a little more credibility. A few more years under his wing. But
if I asked you like Miles Sanders or Travis Etienne, who would you take?
See, with Sanders, I've had him in the past, and there was times that I was very, very high on him, and I was disappointed. He's had a few really big games in fantasy, but he really hasn't impressed me that much. At that point, maybe, honestly, I think I'd go with Etienne.
Interesting. Let me do one more here.
I just have history with Sanders.
Josh Jacobs with Kenyon Drake there, or Travis Etienne.
Oh, I'd probably go with Drake and Jacobs over him.
No, like Jacobs over Etienne, right?
Yeah, Jacobs over Etienne. Okay. Yep.
It's kind of the ballpark.
I love Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs is a good player. I don't really. Vegas does a lot of questionable things. I didn't really understand the Kenyon Drake signing.
I didn't really get that either.
Yeah, but I mean, he's much more of a receiver than Jacobs is, and I think they want to do that because they don't throw the ball to Jacobs that much, and I see.
I think they should though.
I see what's his face. I see Drake take tosses and screens a lot.
I think a lot of teams are moving to that sort of system.
Something we haven't talked a lot about. Are we thinking Derek Carr leaves after this year? Because I'm pretty sure his contract's up.
What team needs him or wants him,
or do they kick him out? Because I don't think he wants to leave.
I don't think he wants to leave either, to be perfectly honest.
Are they gonna just not re-sign him? Or
I mean, if Daniel Jones sucks and the Giants can make a big trade, if he's a free agent, that's probably a guy.
Ew, you want Derek Carr?
I'm not saying I want Derek Carr. I'd say they'd probably go for a guy like that if they can't make a big trade. No, I don't want Derek Carr.
I don't think Derek Carr is that good.
No, I don't think he sucks.
I hate saying people are bad, but realistically, what out of 32 NFL quarterbacks, where's Derek Carr? 19?
I think he's smack dab in the middle.
Yeah.
16, 17, somewhere in that ballpark.
I mean, here's the thing,
some younger guys I would just rather
solid.
have.
I think.
I just know he's not winning me a conference.
I mean, what he did with Nelson Aguilar was
no
pretty
shot.
impressive.
No shot. Maybe things go right. Maybe they
might win a playoff game with him.
I mean, I just think about the year that he tore his ACL.
That sucks.
He almost won MVP.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he was probably going to win MVP. They had a really good team, and I was kind of upset because I like Derek Carr. I like how he plays, and I like him as a person, but.
The Chiefs
went on look at what he did with Nelson Aguilar last year.
Oh yeah,
Kansas City went on a ridiculous winning streak that year, though. When he broke his leg, they ended up winning the division, and they got cranked by the Texans in that wild card game.
Kansas City did?
No, the Raiders did.
Oh, the Raiders did.
Yeah.
Yes, you are correct.
That was a stupid game.
The Raiders were 14-2 that year, right?
The Raiders,
yeah,
13-3.
Yeah, they were well on their way to being a 14-2 team, most likely.
I remember because I think was it the Christmas game that he tore his ACL.
It was the week before.
It was the week before.
Uh-huh.
I think I remember that. But yeah, I mean, Derek Carr. Here's the thing about Derek Carr. He just like Andy Dalton. He's really good at being average. He doesn't wow you, but he's also not complete dog shit.
The thing is, there's a place for that in the NFL, but at the same time,
you look at what they did. They beat the Chiefs last year in Kansas City. That's pretty hard.
They almost beat them again too.
That's pretty hard to do.
I don't know. It's tough. It's kind of like the NBA. With the NBA, you don't want to be the 7th seed every year. Because what does that get you? That gets you nothing. You either want to be bad or you want to be really good. And it's Derek Carr's gonna be good enough to win you games, but he's not good enough to get you over the hump. So at that point, what is his target team? Obviously the Raiders right now, but it's like I said, if he goes somewhere else, I don't know what the ideal fit for him is. I don't know what organization he goes to, and it makes sense,
Here's the thing with Derek Carr. It might not be a thing of he's really bad, we need to get rid of him. It might just be a change of scenery thing where he just needs to be in another place.
How about we swap Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr?
Ooh, I kind of like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's kind of go back to the
No. I like that.
I really like that. You know what's some awesome value? In one of my leagues, we do keepers, and I have a 13th round keeper as Kirk Cousins this year. That is outstanding value to me.
Keep him.
Fuck yeah.
Absolutely.
That could be a starting quarterback.
I'm
a lot of
telling
times.
you, he's going to be good because he is playing for money. Dude.
Yeah,
he wants and needs money
Well,
so bad.
what was the
I
year
think he
before
had his-
got that big contract in Minnesota?
It was
Well, there was that. Didn't
two
he-
off seasons ago. He got a 3-year deal, fully guaranteed. It was like $82 million. This is the last year of his fully guaranteed contract.
I'm talking about the year before that. What he did to get that contract? He was still in the Redskins, no?
Yeah,
And
he
played-
balled out.
Yeah, he balled out.
he balled out, and then the Redskins. So that was 1 or 2 years after they franchised him. So like they franchised him, and they might have franchised him again. And then Kirk was like, "Pay me," and they were like, "No, just leave." And Minnesota was like, "We'll take you." And then the first year he sucked.
no, just leave.
The first year he sucked, and last year he was like.
I was gonna say no. Last year, didn't he have his the best statistical season of his career?
He was up and down, but he definitely
that
he played a
first year
lot
on that
better.
You got to
contract,
think
he was
Justin
bad.
Jefferson's just going to get better. Thiel's going to be back healthy. Who's the rookie tight end? He's most likely going to be a good player.
I know who you're talking about. Hold
That's
on.
another target,
still
and he
Rudolph?
likes throwing to his tight ends.
Yeah. No, Rudolph went somewhere else. Irv Smith.
Is that it?
Well, they've had him for a little bit. I don't know if you're thinking about someone else.
I think it's a rookie. I feel like they drafted someone.
Rudolph went to the Giants.
That he did.
I don't know.
I might be thinking of another team.
Irv Smith is good though. I've seen him play. I mean, realistically, if you have Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen, you don't need anyone else to throw to. And Dalvin Cook.
Yeah,
I love that.
they should be good.
I love that team this year.
They should be. I was going to say they should be a very good team.
I absolutely love that team this year.
I read something that Dalvin Cook has 60 goal to go touches, which is like 11 more than any other running back last year.
Really?
Yeah.
What was his conversion rate? Do you know?
I don't know his conversion rate, but
It's probably. I mean, he scored a lot of touchdowns last year. It had to.
when they get down there, they give him the ball. If they were giving him those kind of touches, I bet his conversion rate was pretty
I
fucking
had
high.
him
Who's
and
your-
Aaron Jones last year.
Who's your number one pick in fantasy? It's got to be McCaffrey, no?
Yeah, me too. McCaffrey.
Or is it?
I think
Dalvin
I had
Cook?
number one last year. I went with McCaffrey and he got hurt. Didn't
No,
really
but
work
yeah,
out for
again,
him.
I would still go with McCaffrey, and they're to an extent, I think strength of schedule matters. But I mean, they have a middle of the road strength of schedule for running backs.
Yeah, and I
so
just think
and
his
that's
touches
so
are
and
gonna be
McCaffrey's
so
so
high.
good, so he should have an outstanding season.
His touches are going to be so
It's
high.
started on McCaffrey Cook.
I was gonna say, what about number 2 though? Are you thinking Henry or Cook? I'd go Cook just because he's getting a little bit more receptions.
Yeah, I think you have to go Cook over Henry in that situation.
3, I would take Henry over Zeke and Saquon. I definitely would. I don't know what I'm getting with Saquon right now. I hate to say
Well,
it
yeah,
'cause I'm a
because
Giants fan.
Derrick Henry, he's coming off his best year ever, and
Betting against Derrick Henry's stupid, obviously.
exactly.
But
But his stock is really high.
just for informational purposes.
If you think about upside, Saquon, yeah.
he's had back-to-back 300 carry seasons, and after that happens for a running back, they fall off a cliff. And I'm not saying he's going to be bad next year, but he might take a step back next year. I'm not saying he's going to be middle of the road, but
I mean, even if he gets close to what he did last year, he's
That's what I
doing a
mean.
good
If he
thing.
takes a step back, I still have a feeling he'll be a top 10 running back.
Yeah, for
by the end
sure.
of the year.
I think just he was so far ahead of the pack that it was crazy.
I was out on Kamara, and now I'm like slowly getting back in on Kamara. only
I've
be-
been out on Kamara
just
for
because of
years.
his touch,
I
his touches
I
are
tend
gonna
not
be
to
so
take
high.
him.
Well, yeah, it's like, all right, no Michael Thomas for the first 8 weeks. What's going to happen? They're going to throw Kamara every play.
And like they're not risking a lot with Jameis. They're obviously not going to let him throw the deep ball every play.
Here's my thing,
That
though.
team
what
is
the
going
Bucs
to
were
be
doing.
bad. What is their offense?
Nothing.
I'm gonna say, here's my thing though. What
Taysom
happens
Hill.
after that last 8 weeks? You're still gonna probably get a lot of touches.
What's
but
Taysom Hill going to do?
I hope-
Are they still going to try to do the shit that they do with Drew Brees or Jameis and Taysom Hill?
I hope.
God knows.
I hope it's Jameis Winston starting, because if it's Taysom Hill, they're going to be in a very
I'm gonna
bad
say
spot.
that's better for them if they have James.
They're so racist if it's Taysom Hill.
No, Sean
Payton loves
Taysom Hill has some dirt on Sean Payton. I'm convinced of that.
He's like got some dirt on him.
Like
I feel like Sean Payton is a guy that has some dirt out there.
Well, Sean. Oh yeah. Well, Bounty Gate. Like, jeez. No, like Sean Payton cheats on his wife or something like every day.
He was out there breaking kneecaps like in the pouring rain after that happened. Like
Can we talk about that for a second?
what?
How is there an NFL coach saying like kill these people and we'll give you money, and then he's still a coach in the NFL?
I have no idea.
That's
Because he's Sean Payton and he
Like,
coached
I mean-
a Hall of Fame quarterback.
like seriously,
Hall of Fame coach.
like we kind of like forget about that. Like that's kind of just like brush under the rug. Like oh yeah, Bounty Gate.
Aw.
It's like
No one cared.
The NFL's like on.
It wasn't like baseball with the steroid thing.
Yeah, it ain't. It's not cheating.
People cared about 1 psi of football pressure for the Patriots 100 times more than Sean Payton and his defensive coordinator on audio saying "Go kill them."
Because it might have been. Is that cheating? No, it's just
it's physics.
Being a criminal.
No, the deflated football was physics. It was proven.
I'm not saying it was cheating. I meant to say potential cheating. But if people see potential cheating, they're gonna freak out.
People love,
and with the Patriots and Tom.
And with the
people
Patriots,
love just yelling
it's
at the
gonna
Patriots.
just jump to a conclusion. Yeah, definitely Gate was stupid.
So what do you think some good rookies are gonna be?
Oh, that's a great question.
I love Gaskin.
He played last year.
Fuck.
I love Devonta Smith. I'm high on the Eagles. I don't know why. I think Devonta Smith.
Yeah, I
and
picked
Jalen
Devonta
Hurts.
Smith. I'm gonna go obviously Najee Harris. I think
That's an easy
Everybody's
pick,
gonna
but
be.
at the same time, all right. He's going at the back end of the first round right now. Are you taking Najee Harris
No.
with your first pick?
no,
I don't think you can.
no, I wouldn't.
I mean, he might be a good like sleeper pick if he's like available later.
He's not though.
You don't think so?
People no, literally do any sort of mock draft right now. People are taking him at the back of the first.
Do you
round.
guys like Jamar Chase?
I do. It's just a matter of how healthy is Joe Burrow.
Mm-hmm. I think he can be very.
So like
good
if we're talking like rookie, like rankings, obviously Jamar Chase is the best receiver in the class, but I'm very hesitant to draft him in like not like a dynasty league, like a regular league this year, only because I don't know. Let me see who's around him right
People
now.
like Kyle Pitts.
I like
Kyle Pitts is going to be a monster.
Yeah, and they throw to tight ends
All
down
right,
there like no one's business.
Realistically, are you taking Jamar Chase over Jerry Jeudy, Chase Claypool, Robbie Anderson, Juju, Odell?
I would
Deontay
not.
Johnson?
No, I would not. I think I'm sorry. I think I got screwed up with the whole Dolphins thing. I meant to say what's his face. Jalen Waddle. They have I think they have one of the easier strengths of schedules for like fantasy overall this year.
He is going super late in drafts.
He is, and I mean whether I don't like Tua, but I've seen receivers.
I mean, there's going to be passes to go
I was gonna
around.
say, I've seen receivers go crazy with bad quarterbacks, so he'll get targets. I think he's going to be very good. He's definitely someone that I would look for later on in
who's
a
a guy
draft.
that I really enjoy and I think is going to get overshadowed is the guy in the Chargers, Josh Palmer.
Receiver?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know,
I read some stuff on him, and I've read what the Chargers think he is. They think he's going to be a stud.
Josh Palmer. I've never even heard of him.
I was looking for him. He's ranked 31st on this list on Fantasy Pros in rookies.
Interesting.
I think he's going to be very good. And I think obviously Keenan Allen's there. Is Williams still there?
Yep.
But he's
He's
a walking injury.
Yeah, I was
so
going to say, he's made of glass.
he's a walking knee injury. So I think like if Keenan Allen isn't performing, he's definitely going to, I think will probably be the second
All right,
option.
it's easy to say like Mahomes, Josh Allen, Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson are like the top 4 quarterbacks you would take, like in any order, but Mahomes probably first. On the rest, you can intermingle. After that, like, all right, Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Herbert, Tannehill, Tom Brady, Jalen Hurts. That's kind of like the order.
I think the play in my mind, for the most points that you want to get is Dak Prescott, Justin Herbert. Those are the 2 that you want to go for.
I'm.
If you're looking to,
I
have
got my eye
somebody
on Justin
throw
Herbert.
the ball 50 times a game. Those
I took Herbert late in the draft last year, so I mean I got my eye on that.
I have him in Dynasty, and I'm very excited
Wow,
about that.
that's awesome.
I
That
picked-
is
I
awesome.
picked him up on the wire week 2 when the doctors broke what's his face's ribs, Tyrod Taylor's. They were just like, "Yeah, you're not playing anymore."
Dude, that was crazy too. Can we talk about that? How they literally like ended Tyrod Taylor's like career pretty much.
they were just like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna play him instead. So here's some broken ribs." Like what?
Yo, that was nuts. No, that was crazy.
Did the Chargers win that game? No, they didn't. I thought
No,
they
but
did.
here's the thing with the Chargers. The Chargers had like 5 or 6 games that were decided by like 1 point or like a field goal.
here's
They were so close to being really
that's
good.
the Chargers every year.
literally. But I think they were like if any of those games go the other way, they're close to being a playoff team.
I think realistically the best strategy for drafting quarterbacks this year and mostly like every other year, why not just wait till like the 9th round?
I always do. Yeah.
Just draft
I always wait.
Like
yeah.
draft Tannehill, like Tannehill with.
I think the value of running backs and wide receivers is so much higher than a quarterback.
All right, if you don't like,
I won't go for a guy like Tannehill, but I'm not going for a guy like
all right, what about
Mahomes. I don't want to take a guy as early as Mahomes or even
same
Allen.
same sort of range. Brady with that offense. Why not Brady?
Very true.
Or I don't know, Stafford in
Why
a new
not
offense?
Tannehill?
No, I would take Matt
Why not
Stafford.
Tannehill?
That's right. I forgot about the whole offense thing.
You forgot
It's
about
a
the
very good
Julio
offense.
Jones
I forgot about
thing?
the Julio Jones thing.
And
Yeah,
the
see,
AJ
forget
Brown
lots of
thing.
things.
Julio and AJ Brown, and I mean you're not throwing to Derrick
love
Henry,
A.J. Brown.
but I don't know.
Anthony Ferguson.
No, but that helps. You know,
Anthony
they
Ferguson
have
I
a
think is
very
really good.
They have a very good offensive line also. So
yeah.
Tannehill maybe not a bad pick. I always got my eye on
That's
Russell.
the thing. Like none of these quarterbacks are really like a bad pick.
Did you mention Russell Wilson in those 4?
Yeah,
Okay, I was gonna say I always kind of got my eye on him.
Dak, Russell, Aaron Rodgers, Herbert is kind of like the next 4 after.
Yeah, I was gonna say Russell Wilson never a bad pick.
All right, rank the 4. Rank Dak, Russell, Aaron, Herbert. How you would take them?
Dak, Russell, Aaron, Herbert. I mean, like of who's
That's tough.
realistically
I like 'em all.
gonna be
I
available
would take-
if you're in a draft.
I would go Dak, Wilson, Herbert, Rodgers. That's how I would.
I
go.
might go Dak, Herbert, Wilson, Rodgers.
I like all those players. Those are all guys that I would have as my starting quarterback on my fantasy team. Maybe
Because they're all solid picks.
they are.
And then you look
Dak
at like
is
Kyler
probably
Murray, Lamar Jackson.
out of the 4 of them. Dak probably ends up with just based off past.
That
He
team
probably
is
ends-
going to throw the ball every.
They're gonna throw the
play.
ball every time, but does he touchdown passes? He doesn't tend to
Whoa.
rack them up.
I do not like Zeke this year.
I do not like Zeke.
No one
also,
likes Zeke any year, I feel like.
He's going in like the top 5.
yeah,
right
every
now.
single year it's just
That's what I don't get. I don't get it.
slight.
But
No,
I feel
like, what?
No, but I feel like he's going in the top 5 every year.
But like,
He
all
is.
right,
I'll take Saquon before I take him though. This
all
year.
right, hold on. So I'm just going to name running backs. You tell me when you would take a running back over Zeke. Okay, ready? McCaffrey, no
Yeah.
shot. Cook, no shot.
When I would take a running back over Zeke,
Yeah, like or tell me like you would rather have the other one or Zeke.
I'd rather
right?
have Zeke over.
Dalvin
I
Cook.
tell you when I'd rather have Zeke.
yeah. What am I saying?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Christian McCaffrey,
No.
Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara.
No, don't do it.
Those are just 2 guys that I don't pick. So
Nick Chubb.
Oh, give me Nick Chubb over him. I love Nick Chubb.
Hold on.
He's got a Chubb for Nick
Saquon
Chubb.
Barkley.
Yeah.
You would rather have Zeke?
I mean, no.
Aaron Jones.
No.
No.
We're getting close for sure.
Okay, yeah.
Jonathan Taylor. That's maybe where I would draw the
That's
line.
the hardest. That's the hardest one. That's a coin flip.
All right.
But now Indianapolis' offensive line is much better than Dallas's.
Hold on. We'll go a little bit further. Antonio Gibson. I'd probably take Zeke over Antonio.
I would,
Gibson.
yeah, I'd probably take
If we're being
Zeke.
realistic, yeah.
Najee Harris, last one.
Yeah. I would take
Yeah.
Zeke, yeah.
All right. So he's like 9th best running back on the board. Even then, I still like if you
There's
if you have-
receivers that I would take over him if he was there in the first round for me.
If you have like the 8th or 9th pick and you take Zeke, like, do you really feel that good about your team to start? Because I don't.
Even late first round, I wouldn't.
Not like you can't.
Dude. I was looking at
Dude,
rankings
dude.
today, but like, to go back to that, how the fuck is Nick Chubb ranked like 9th?
Because Kareem Hunt's there
I don't
and he
give a
doesn't catch
shit.
passes, and I don't know.
I don't care.
Kareem Hunt
That
kicked a
dude-
lady.
Did kick a lady. That
Yeah,
is
he's going to be
factually
good in
correct.
fantasy too, but so is Nick Chubb.
What do you think but if they split carries though, it's a
don't give a
little bit
damn.
harder for Nick Chubb to be like over the top.
I don't know if they'll split like
Because
that.
I think-
Kareem is going to get much more receiving action,
'Cause
even
I
though he
think
can
you
run the
look
ball
at,
good.
You look at tandems around the league. I think they're splitting a little bit more than obviously they should because Nick Chubb is.
They
way
are,
better,
but I feel like Nick Chubb gets all the important stuff.
Yes.
like you look at Zeke. Zeke's not splitting carries with anybody.
Well, the thing is, last year Tony Pollard looked a lot better than Zeke did.
Big tone.
But it's not the same ratio
No,
as
no,
it
no.
would be.
I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying?
But like, is Zeke just over over the hill. Like
but I mean Chubb is their
maybe
Chubb's their starting running back.
he had like one outstanding year, and it was his first year.
he had one outstanding year, and then he had a second year
another
that he was
great
really
year.
good, but he got suspended for 6 games.
The team wasn't. But it was just like now he's just like whatever. The past like 3 seasons, I feel like
They overpaid him so bad.
Yeah.
that was the problem. That's the root of everything. Why do you think they held out with Dak for so long? And then look at what happened. Look at what happened to
They
Dak.
needed- they need a GM.
The real question is, how do you pay Zeke before you pay Dak?
I don't know, but my philosophy is those are 2 guys you just don't pay.
Dak?
Yeah.
Don't pay Dak?
I mean, pay him, but pay him a reasonable amount. Don't
Yeah.
give him the
well,
whole.
that's
don't
the
give him
thing.
half
No,
the
that's
team.
the thing though. You can't pay a quarterback a reasonable.
No, you
amount.
can't, because even if they're not a top 5 quarterback,
can,
if they have a
though.
great
If
season,
you're
they're like,
strict
I
on
want to be the
winning, you
highest paid
can.
one.
Well, he's not going to take your offer. That's the thing. So it's
Then
like,
go play someone else. We'll
That's
find
what I
someone
mean.
Better.
Some other team will overpay for him. They will.
Exactly.
I
are you
Because the Bears have
are,
fun?
Are you winning a Super Bowl with Dak Prescott?
I don't think so.
I think yeah. I think if you could get him to make a reasonable deal and you could build a team around him, yes, 100%. But I think the upper management is what kills the Dallas Cowboys.
It is. They don't have a
It's not
GM.
the team on the
They
field.
need a
You look at
GM.
that. You look at that year that they went whatever it was. What was it like?
They went
had a
13 and
ridiculous
3.
record. It was
All right,
Zeke's
you can-
first year. They were a ridiculous.
You
team.
you can win a Super Bowl with Dak.
Yeah, their defense is like, though. They had a good line. Their offense didn't blow me
And
away
now the
at all.
problem- And now the problem where all the holes in the roster is because they paid Zeke too much.
Exactly. That
They
team
don't have enough
had
to go
holes
around.
still.
How much did they pay Amari Cooper?
A lot.
You see what I mean?
Too much.
Amari Cooper's really going to... Realistically, how many more years is Amari Cooper going to give you? 1, 2, 3
Couple, yeah.
tops? 3 tops?
I think his contract runs out soon. It might be next year or this year.
Well, I thought they gave him an extension, no?
They did, but it was like 2 years ago. I don't
Oh.
know. He definitely. I don't know.
But they gave him the house.
Oh, yeah, they
gave
gave
him
him
the White House.
they did- yeah, they did.
It's like you can't do that.
they gave him the way out. Yeah,
That's my whole theory on the Chiefs are going to be bad in the next like 2 or 3 years. They're going to be bad. Once Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce realize that they're undervalued, they're going to leave. Especially if they start to suck. If they start to like show glimpses of them sucking and they're not going as far as everyone thinks they should, they're going to leave.
The Chiefs are very interesting.
They got lucky too, because if Hill and Travis Kelce were really selfish, they would have left.
I love Clyde Edwards-Helaire this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What is that a meme? I love memes.
Really?
What is that?
It says I was top. So this is Luke Voigt. I was top 10 in MVP last year. I led the league in home runs. Luke Voigt on playing with the 21 Yankees. I deserve to play just as much as Rizzo does.
I can't say I mean I want Rizzo starting first baseman, but I can't say he doesn't have a point. He led the league in home runs. He's a very good hitter.
All right, we'll get to that
Yeah,
later.
we'll get to that. I just got the notification, so I mean, I want.
Why would he
It's
say
just
that?
breaking news.
Yeah, I don't. Hopefully, it doesn't cause us. He's saying just as much as he does, so he's not saying I deserve more playing time than Rizzo. I think he's not stupid. He knows how good.
That's
Rizzo
just a
is.
divisive remark.
It
to
is a
make, though.
divisive remark to make, especially when the team is playing like that. And I wish he wouldn't say that, but am I gonna lose sleep over it? No.
Now the Red Sox are winning tonight.
Andrew Heaney's on the mound. Obviously, they're winning.
The Red Sox are gonna win by like.
Andrew Heaney, that was a
We never talked about the Field of Dreams jams. You want to hear what happened to me with the Field of Dreams jam? I live bet the Yankees down 7-4. I leave. I leave to go out. I look at my phone. It was 8-7 Yankees, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna win this."
And then the Yankees did the Yankees thing.
And then I clicked on my phone a minute later and it says 9-8 final White Sox. I was like, no
way Chapman was pitching that game.
Britain.
Okay, good.
I don't even think that pitch was that bad. I mean, obviously, you saw the replay of it. Anderson just hit.
Yeah, that,
Yeah,
was, one of those,
and-
that was one of those things. Where
Anderson's just a very good hitter, and sometimes that's just what happens. It was a great game. It was so cool.
All right, anyway, should we go back to?
Yeah, we'll
We're
get to
gonna-
baseball.
We're all over the place.
We are all.
We'll get to baseball shortly.
We're normally all over the place.
Yeah, we'll get to baseball shortly. We haven't been going for very long, but
Any strategies you guys want to talk about in regards to fantasy football? Anything you guys like to do that?
Listen to my gut because most of the time it gets me pretty far.
what I like to do before.
Well, all right, Antonio. Not everyone has your gut, so
I understand that.
Well, what does your gut say most
No one
of
has
the time?
a
78-year-old
78-year-old gut like you do.
I don't know. I mean, I if I can for the first round, if I want to go running back first round, I really do. But
I'd say that's most people's.
yeah, but if the guys that I like aren't there, that being I don't want to take. I'm not probably wouldn't go Kamara first round. It's just I tend not to take him. I wouldn't go
that's
Zeke
icky.
first round.
So you more or less find players you don't like more than players that you do like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
what
say
I like
so.
to do is
Late first round, I normally end up with a wide receiver. But I mean, if Nick Chubb is going to be there, I'd go with him.
I like to look at. The list of the best players in that category, wide receiver, quarterback, whoever it is, and I like to see, well, especially wide receivers and running backs. I like to determine which team is going to give this player the most touches. You know what I mean? Because that's where points come from, especially in PPR. That's where points come from. You get the catches, the touches, the yards, touchdowns. You know what I mean? Because more or less, it's more about who gets the most touches and yards over touchdowns. Realistically, obviously, touchdowns give you a massive.
If you're playing in a PPR,
Yeah.
Obviously, touchdowns give you the most points, whatever. But sometimes it's not all about the touchdowns. So you look at someone like
Austin Eckler.
He gets a shit ton of touches.
That's what I mean. And in the first 3 rounds, I prefer to go running back 2 out of the first 3. And if I can go back-to-back running back first, second round, I will.
This year,
I'm
That's
confident.
what- yeah, that's why I
I'm so
usually like to
confident
go.
in my ability to find receivers later on in the draft. That does not worry me.
There's so many good wide receivers
Yes.
too. That's the thing.
this year more than any other year, I think it is. Well, I don't want to say more than any other year, but I think it is vital you take a tight end early. Not first round per se, but like a Kittle or a Darren Waller.
I like what you're saying.
Or because if you weigh it and you have I don't know,
I got my eyes on that Pitts boy.
If you wait and take Dallas Goedert or Tyler Higbee or something like that.
You're gonna end
I
it.
got
Yeah.
my eyes on somebody, and I don't want to say who.
So
it
that's
is.
when you end up picking a tight end off waivers every
Well,
week.
yeah, not only that, but then
There's
it's
people that do that.
But
That
then
works.
you're in the playoffs and you play the team that has Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
and
Kinda screwed.
your tight end has 6 points and Travis Kelce has 37.
Yeah.
You gotta make up 31 points with the rest of your roster.
I think because here's the thing with the tight ends, the top tight ends have evolved so much they're almost like wide receivers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They get.
Well, going back to the Pitts point, how early are you taking Kyle Pitts? Because he is rocketing up the draft boards right now. He's going in
I wouldn't take him before.
Well, you would take Kelce before him, obviously. You take Waller before him.
No, I'm trying to think in sense of rounds. Would I take him before the 5th round? Probably not. No shot I'd take him before the 5th round.
He's going late 5th, early 6th. Right now.
Maybe in the 6th. If I saw him there and I was late 6th, I would consider it based on who else is on the board.
Well,
there.
all right. So hold on. You would take Kelce over him. You take Waller over him. You take Kittle over
Yeah,
him.
I normally don't go for the big tight ends names though.
You would take Mark Andrews over him, or you would take Kyle Pitts over Mark Andrews.
I think for the first time ever, I'm not that high on George Kittle.
Really,
I think what I've seen the past few years is he's very brittle.
he is, but it's
He
kind of
plays a bigger game than he should.
You want to know who he's kind of like? Obviously, not that as good of, but Gronkowski. Gronkowski has years where he stays healthy for the majority of it. Has 15 touchdowns and 1,200 yards, and then he'll have 2 years in a row where he gets hurt, and then he'll have a year where he comes back and he's healthy the whole season. Then he gets hurt the next year, and then it's
And
just
I don't want to take George Kittle early and then have to regret it later because he gets hurt. Where I could have taken someone like a wide receiver like Jerry
DK
Jeudy,
Metcalf.
Jerry Jeudy,
no,
or DK Metcalf,
yeah.
or Justin Jefferson, somebody like that.
Yeah.
I could have taken. You know what I mean? And my 4th pick or 5th
no,
pick or something.
Kittle's going in the early 3rd, late 2nd, early 3rd, right?
And I'm okay with that. Let someone take George Kittle. There's a lot of tight ends out there that I think are going to be really solid. Obviously, you have the few that are above the crop, like George Kittle,
Waller,
Kelce, Waller,
Andrews, if you want to put him up there.
See, but I think with Kyle Pitts going up, people forgot about Mark Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
People forget
Right.
about Hawkinson. But I think with Hawkinson, it was more of a...
Well, here's the thing with you. So going back to your point about people getting touches, who is Jared Goff throwing to on that offense?
TJ Hawkinson.
Literally, it is T.J. Hawkinson and who? No one else.
Swift. the running back.
That's kind of the area tight ends that I kind of like to aim for. Is that the Hawkinson
the
and
ones that don't have
Andrews
a lot of receiving
range
core and new quarterbacks.
Love tight ends.
Give me a tight end that is gonna get me 10 points a game. I'm happy. Maybe a week here and there, he'll have a big one. But if my tight end,
how does Kyle Pitts not get you 10 points every week? Realistically,
I don't see how. I'm not saying but like
the Falcons are going to be really bad and throwing most of the
yeah,
time.
but like
it's gonna be
only
Calvin
10 points.
Ridley.
I wouldn't take that before the fifth
It's
round.
gonna be Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley's going to have a huge season.
I love Calvin Ridley.
He's gonna have like 1,000.
You should be drafting Russell Gage with like your 14th round pick every fantasy draft. Every draft.
He's just the second option.
He's the second. Well, he's the third option, but at the same time, it's like they're not going to run the ball and they're going to be down in most games. If you're doubling Calvin Ridley, obviously Kyle Pitts still might be open.
That's another thing I look at too is like receivers on bad teams that are going to be down a lot.
I mean, I think Russell Gage is a phenomenal late round pick. Phenomenal. Like he's not going to blow you away, but at the same time, he's going to be good enough where, hey, my wide receiver goes down, put in Russell Gage. Oh, he got me 15 points this week. Awesome. Like I think that is a great flyer towards the end of your draft is Russell Gage.
There's someone that I'm sad that there's a lot of hype around him right now, and that's AJ Brown.
He's fallen down substantially since the Julio trade. So
I think it's the opposite.
I don't give a damn. I love AJ Brown.
He was like top 5 almost. He's like going 8th or 9th in wide receivers, not like overall. Obviously,
everyone laughed at me when I picked him last year.
We're gonna play the same game. AJ Brown or someone else. Tyreek Hill. Devontae Adams.
Yeah.
Devontae Adams.
Stephon Diggs.
I didn't say he was.
No, I know. I'm trying to test the waters here. Calvin Ridley.
That's a tough one.
I would say Calvin Ridley.
Because he's the number 1. That makes sense.
DeAndre.
I'd be happy with both. Oh yeah,
DeAndre.
I'd go DeAndre.
DK.
DeAndre's probably going to be number 1 this year.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah,
or AJ
decaf.
Yeah,
Decaf.
I like Decaf better because
Is that his new nickname?
yeah, we've called him that before.
Have we?
Yeah,
That was an accident. I swear to God, I
we've
did that
called
on
him
accident.
I've called him that before.
Justin Jefferson or AJ Brown.
Ooh,
AJ Brown.
damn man, that's
That
a
might
tough
be,
one. I
that's
like
probably
them
where
both
the
a
line
lot.
is. Then that's probably because that's a tough one.
That is a line.
McLaurin. I would take.
Oh,
AJ
I'd go Brown. Yeah.
Okay. So you got him like 7th or 8th right now, which is
That's what I'm saying. He's gonna be a solid like second choice. So like the way I do it, I usually go running back, wide receiver, running back. So like that would. Probably be my first
I don't
wide
care
receiver
how.
Yeah, I don't
pick.
aim for that really. I mean,
No.
like obviously, I said like I'll try. Like
Yeah,
I want
obviously it
my
depends
running
on
back
who's
to the first
available
5th round.
and
If I have the 11th pick and the first 10 are running backs, I'm probably going wide receiver.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I go into a draft and I'm like, all right, this is what I'm gonna do first round. This is what I'm gonna do second round, and then I'm just like, I look at it, I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm not following the plan that I had going into this. This is
Well,
It's almost bad to have
my
a plan,
though
I think.
It
is
is,
like
really.
multiple though. I go with like multiple. I'm like, okay, I'll pick like 3 running backs that I know will probably one of them will still be available when I'm picking. So then that's how I do it. But I mean, yeah, when a lot of them more or less, it's just like, here's my plan, and then when you start picking, you're like, fuck my plan. I'm just gonna pick whoever I want.
So we're gonna play another game. So there's like tiers on this fantasy site. So this is like 3rd to 4th round picks for running backs. I'm gonna have you rank in order these running backs. No, he probably would go early. J.K. Dobbins, Edwards-Helaire, David Montgomery, Chris Carson, DeAndre Swift. I want you to rank those 6.
I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Wait, oh my God, there's too
Dobbins, Edwards-Helaire, David Montgomery, Chris Carson, DeAndre Swift.
Carson, Hilaire, Dobbins, Swift. Other 2 names again.
Montgomery. That was it. There's only 5 actually.
Dave Montgomery's last.
I don't know why I said 6.
Hilaire. You're talking in terms of like who I think is gonna be the best fantasy output.
Who are you drafting?
Yeah, who are you gonna
like
take?
This is the
Hilaire,
board.
Swift. Who else did you say? I keep forgetting.
Chris Carson.
Chris Carson,
And
3.
Yeah. Montgomery
Um,
and Dobbins.
I probably go Montgomery and then Dobbins 5th.
I thought Dobbins was your boy.
He is, but in those other 4 guys are gonna have better output.
Fair. I would go Edwards-Helaire.
Lamar Jackson is RB1 on that team.
I would go Edwards-Helaire, Dobbins, Carson, Montgomery, Swift.
I like Carson a lot.
Carson's good up until he gets hurt. It's the same story every year with him.
I think his upside though is the amount of catches he has.
Ready? If he stays healthy for a full season, his upside is top 5.
Because if you're in a PPR league,
he's absolutely fantastic on the ground.
He gets 20 touches a game and always scores a touchdown.
Yeah.
So at that point, it's like, all right. Actually, I would maybe say Carson might be you might be right. Carson might be the best out of those 5. You can say it with any player. Realistically, his only downside is an injury. I don't think Rashad Penny's taking away touches from him. I don't think they're going to throw the football than they normally do. I mean, they might a little bit, but even at the same time, they can still throw
I don't think back to that. I don't think Rashad Penny's that much.
No, he's not a threat at all. I mean, he's all right. He's fine. But
yeah, I think just with their offense, Chris Carson's output is always so high because of the amount of throws he catches. Because if you're in a PPR league, a catch is 1 point. And
that's what the difference is to me. The Chiefs didn't really throw the ball to Edwards-Helaire that much last year, which I don't really understand. But
I think they might shift to that this year, though.
They should.
They really should.
Because he's a smaller guy, so I don't know.
But
you're running up the gut with him every time.
I think Swift is just going to have 50 touches a game.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the beginning when Jared Goff is trying to figure out the system, they're just going to be handing it to him. They're just going to be smashing it. So that's what I think.
Let's hear a hot take from everyone. One hot take.
One hot take for fantasy football.
For fantasy football.
What the fuck?
I mean, I guess my one hot take would be that Patrick Mahomes is going to have a average year. I don't think he's going to be that incredible. And that Josh Palmer on the Chargers is going to be probably, this is a really hot take, but probably almost as good as Keenan Allen.
For fantasy.
Wow,
that is a hot take.
And I just think in general.
Justin Jefferson will finish as the top 5 wide receiver.
That's not a hot take.
Fuck you.
He's already up there, though. He's already top 10, top 15.
Tom Brady will be a top 2 fantasy quarterback this year. That is my hot take.
That. I mean, I don't know if that's really a hot take either.
He's drafted 10th right now, so
okay.
I would say that's something.
So you're saying because I mean, the amount of yards he had last year was he had what? Is he not over 4,600 yards?
Is he not going to get to 5,000 this year with another game in that offense?
No, he's gonna get over 5,000. He's gonna break the franchise record this year in yards.
Andrew Heaney is so bad.
What's the score?
It's 1-0. The game started 2 minutes ago.
Home run, right? He loves giving up home runs. What did I say? The Red Sox are winning tonight.
Bogarts hit a home run.
Yeah, obvious. I've never seen a pitcher give up more solo home runs than Andrew Heaney.
All right, first, wait. What is your actual hot take? Think of a good one, and then we'll switch to baseball.
I can't think of a good one.
Think of one. Yes, you can. Shut up.
Justin Jefferson's going to be a top 3 fantasy wide receiver.
Say the best. Say he's going to be number 1.
Say he's going to be number 1. That'll be a hot take.
No, because he's not going to be. How do you guys come up with a hot take like that? I gotta
just think about something that's so out there. You do it all the time, and you end up being right about it.
Yeah, because I'm not trying to.
Mike Davis will be a top 10 fantasy running back this year.
Good one, Sal. Really good one.
Okay.
I mean, that's his. But
how hard is that?
Good one.
How hard is that to do?
My brain isn't what
I don't know.
It used to be.
He likes Justin Jefferson.
All right, top 3. Okay, fine. Which I think is gonna be horseshit because whatever. All right, baseball.
Hold on, last point.
What?
Saquon Barkley, draft him.
No.
Yes.
No.
He's not going to start off the season good, but he'll win you a championship at the end of the year.
I don't think so. I'd rather take another route, and because I just think him, with all the injuries he's had, is fragile. So I'd rather just have somebody else that I know I can count on, like DeAndre Swift. Not saying DeAndre Swift's going to be better. Not saying he's a better player, but I think someone like that, like a Derrick Henry. You're telling me you're taking Saquon over Derrick Henry.
We almost just held hands right there.
No, I wouldn't. First round, though, you got Chubb and Saquon there. Who are you taking?
Nick Chubb.
You said I wouldn't take Derrick Henry. Wait, you said Derrick
I'm saying
Henry.
you wouldn't take Saquon.
Yeah,
over
no,
Derrick
I wouldn't
Henry.
take. No, I have a brain. Like, but like, I don't know. Like, I would take. I would definitely take him over Zeke. I take him over Aaron Jones. I take him over Jonathan Taylor. I take him over Nick Chubb. Honestly,
I love Nick Chubb though.
I know. Kamara and him is like where I'm like borderline.
Because like here's the thing, we always do the deja vu thing. I feel like we said this last year. I feel like it's the same repeating narrative over Saquon. Really, we're like, oh, Saquon's really fucking good, and like, yeah, he is good. Gets hurt. It's been what, 3 years in a row? 2 years?
2 years in a row. We'll see. If he doesn't
Might
get
be one of those things where like it's just not gonna work out.
If he gets hurt again, then
if he gets hurt again,
It's over. It's because the shelf life for a running back is always so low.
If he doesn't get hurt, he's a top 2 or 3 running back. Realistically,
that's a big if.
it is.
So that should be your hot take then.
All right, Saquon Barkley will be a top 2 fantasy running back this year.
Just say he's gonna be the best. If you're gonna say top 2,
Saquon Barkley will be the best fantasy running back this year.
there we go. So you had like 3 hot takes.
So here are my hot takes. Saquon will be number 1. Mike Davis will be a top 10 fantasy running back this year. Tom Brady will be a top 2 fantasy quarterback this year. Those are my
Say
3.
he's gonna be the best.
Just someone else will be better than him, but he'll be 2. Anyways, I think we should talk about NBA very quickly.
The Christmas schedule.
I love talking about the Christmas schedule. So,
Okay.
Early game, no one's really paying attention, but Hawks next. Trae Young going back to the Garden. Should be a good
Love
game.
that.
cool. Good game.
Uh,
I'll have that on in the background.
But you guys keep going.
Celtics Bucks 2:30. That should be somewhat of a good game, but nothing.
The Celtics are so weird.
So here's the thing with the Celtics this year. Are they going to be good? Or are they going to be like the 5th or 6th seed again? Because I wouldn't be surprised if they're like a 2 or 3 seed this year.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're a 6 seed again. They're so weird.
Sal,
I've given up trying to read the Celtics. I just don't know.
is there something wrong with them?
They need a center. They don't have a center.
Rob Williams?
You need get a good center.
Get a good center.
For real.
Get good, kid.
Get a good rebounding center.
Rob Williams? He can rebound.
Get good, kid.
I guess.
Who are we talking about?
Celtics.
The Celtics.
Did they bring back Horford?
Yes.
Good move.
He doesn't really rebound, though.
Terrible move. He's like 70.
I like Al Horford.
Of course you like Al Horford.
Because you're the same age as him.
Warriors Suns.
You're gonna be in the geriatric home together.
Warriors Suns at 5 o'clock is going to be
Great
a
game.
phenomenal
Awesome.
game.
Let's go.
Then it's late night. Nets at Lakers. That's
Yeah, what else
That's
is
the
it going to
one.
be?
I mean, that's the one. Before we talk about that, Mavs Jazz at 10:30. Good game, but
Good game.
Yeah.
That'll be on when I'm going to sleep.
So Lakers
But
Nets.
they know that like
Lakers Nets at 8 o'clock. You got every storyline that you could ever imagine in that game.
I read something that on Christmas this year, the NFL and NBA are competing. No,
Is it a Sunday? Well.
Oh, it is no, it's a Saturday.
but I think
The NFL will definitely have some games, but they're
Yeah.
not going to play a full slate. It is a
2-3
Saturday.
games.
Yeah, they'll play. I think what they normally do is play like a 3-game Christmas schedule. So they'll play at like 1, at 4, and then at 7 is what the NFL will do. But at that point, what a beautiful Christmas.
yeah. What more can we ask for?
3 NFL games.
Phenomenal NBA matchup and then NFL at the same time.
3 NFL games probably.
Because that was my always thing. I was like, dude, like if there was football on Christmas, that'd be so sick.
Christmas basketball is always cool though.
It is.
It is, but like NFL though.
Yeah.
And now we get both.
I would hopefully that Lakers Nets game is not a finals preview. I don't like it just because basketball is like
They like that narrative
it's
though.
basketball. Like out of all sports, I don't want the 2 like championship teams to be the 2 teams that you think it's going to be.
Well,
in basketball, it's
it's
always the teams that you
It's
think
got to
it's going
be
to be.
Lakers Nets this year. I don't really see any alternative. I mean, injuries, yes, but any alternatives to Lakers Nets would be.
You know, I
very
watch
surprising.
the NBA. I root for the Lakers, but God, I hate the NBA.
The NBA
Did
has just
we
been
get
losing.
your take on Russell Westbrook?
I think so. I think we did it in the last one.
I think we did.
Just-
Yeah, we talked about it.
Are you up, thumbs down, just very quickly. Thumb sideways.
I gotta see how he's gonna, because this is definitely it's the most talented team he's played with, right?
Russell?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Actually, he's got LeBron and Anthony Davis. On the team.
Yeah.
It
Houston
is.
was probably
So,
the closest.
maybe
but
something
that's it.
changes.
Thunder's a couple.
Thunder's very
couple
close.
years.
Oh, when they had Durant and
Harden.
Yeah.
Harden, yeah.
I'm gonna have to see how it plays out. I can see him and Davis playing really well together.
The problem is going to be what kind of lineup do you throw with? I guess it doesn't matter at that point, but like
They got him.
They're gonna
carry
run you
him
out of
through
the
regular
building,
season. We
but
said
that
this.
doesn't space the floor
who
at all.
Who is your five? It's obviously James, Westbrook, Davis, Malik Monk.
That's how good of a signing is
I
that?
loved that signing.
Yeah, no, that was a great signing.
He's been quietly just being a solid like role player.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You need two knockdown 3-point shooters with that three.
They have like one other shooter on the team.
What? Who? What are we talking about?
The Lakers.
The Lakers and what? Who do they? Are they one piece away? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying they need two shooters to play with the three that they have. Antonio's trying to figure out who they signed.
I mean, if they kept Schroeder,
Oh, the Celtics got Schroeder. I forgot
True
about
that.
that.
That's right.
that was a great signing by the Celtics. Yeah.
I don't think they're gonna start him.
Oh,
No.
I mean,
solid
Melo will
bench
shoot,
player,
but I
though.
don't want him on the floor in crunch time.
Oh, he will be though.
Great. Then just blow by him,
All right. Realistically though, Melo. I promise you, Melo's gonna be with the closing unit. Who is Melo guarding?
Nobody.
No one.
When they play the Nets, who the
Oh,
fuck
they
is-
got
The 3-point line.
Trevor Reese is back.
I don't hate that.
He can shoot.
We're talking about.
No, he can shoot. Not great. Not like.
At a time, they got Kent Bazemore.
I'm a huge Kent Bazemore
Yeah,
guy.
I like Kent
Huge.
Bazemore.
Yeah, I like that better than Ariza.
Like that boy since he was on the Hawks. I was like, this guy's good.
Mm-hmm.
He's not
This guy.
great, but he's good.
This guy.
Good role player.
So, Christmas Day. We got some.
Yeah, it should be.
We
A
got
fun
some
game.
basketball games to entertain us for sure. But that has to be the finals preview. Just
I think the NBA
realistically.
did that just hoping that one of those would be Eastern Conference Final, Western Conference Final, Finals matchup. One of those games. They love to stir that narrative.
Mhm.
We know that.
To baseball.
I want to talk about a story that I saw that I thought was hilarious.
Let's hear it.
So we know Max Scherzer. He's a very intense guy.
I know where you're going with this.
And I think he came off the mound into the dugout, and Dave Roberts slapped him on the butt. And he turned around and said, "Don't fucking touch
It's
me."
my favorite player in the league. I
He is,
hate
like-
that he went to the
like,
Dodgers.
He's such an intense guy. He doesn't give a shit.
My favorite player to watch in all of baseball. I hate that he's on that team.
What?
Is Trevor Bauer done in the MLB?
It seems like it.
Yeah.
You got other girls coming out now, so
I love the Dodgers. They lose an all-star starting pitcher, and then they're like, all right, Max Scherzer. It's like,
I hate them so much.
They have that
I
ability.
hate them so much.
I don't see how it's not them. No, we already talked about this. It can't be them and the Giants, right?
They're going to play in the division series. Those are the two best at this point in time. Those are the two best records in baseball. Also,
The Giants are win. I've said this before on the podcast.
love
The
them.
Giants are winning this division and winning the World Series.
let's go. I love that.
It's their year.
They have
just
a,
Fired up.
just in baseball, there are just teams where it's like their year. Like you just see it.
Yeah.
It is the Giants this year. They have everyone having career years. Like for no reason. Like Brendan Crawford's having a career year.
Oh, yeah, and he's had solid years
Evan
in the
Longoria
past.
is having a career year. Lamont Wade is having a career
Buster
year.
Posey's
Buster
back in the mix
Posey's
now.
literally
Let's
having one of his
go.
best years at a million years
Which is
old.
crazy to think. Yeah.
He's
Same
not-
with Evan Longoria. Like,
And
yeah, right?
who's their number one pitcher right now? Having a damn good year.
Kevin Gausman.
That's right, Kevin Gausman. His whole career been 2-3 starting pitcher. Look at this guy.
That's what I like about the Giants. They never need like that flashy guy.
No, but
They
they've
just
had
like
him.
we just want to win baseball.
And they got
games.
Chris Bryant.
Yeah,
They got that
Chris
flashy
Bryant's
guy.
one of the best guys in the MLB in terms of person. He's just a great
That
guy.
That team is just so solid. Like it's just
such a
They
good
don't have
just
a
such
weakness right now.
It's
They don't
just
have
such a
weakness.
typical Giants team, dude. It's just so.
They don't need the guy to pay $1 million, fucking $1 billion.
Yeah,
to.
and you know what? I don't get sick of watching games in that ballpark either. Like just on.
Oh
TV.
yeah.
There's
they have such an aesthetically
any park in the
pleasing.
country that I need to go to before I die. It's that one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go right now.
All right.
Let's go. Let's go.
Who comes out of the AL as of this moment?
Tough. It's the AL
In
is
terms of like
wild right
on
now.
the rise up is the Yankees, but like with the Yankees like track record, I mean you can't really say that.
I know.
So
Is Justin Verlander done?
where'd he go?
No, he's still in Houston.
He is still in Houston.
You forgot about him, didn't you?
No. I knew
Did
he
he
was still
die?
there.
Has he been playing?
No. I just thought
didn't-
about him.
What was the story we
hurt?
read about him before? Didn't he need some sort of surgery?
Yeah, definitely. But I thought he was like coming back at some point. Maybe I'm wrong though. I liked Houston. I mean, like Houston.
Yeah, but here's the thing:
It's gonna
is
come
that
down to Tampa Bay or the
people
Red
were
Sox
talking
right
about
now.
Houston like cheating, like before the whole like stealing signs thing. They were the first team accused of like really, really sticky stuff, and Justin Verlander was garbage. His last like 2 years in Detroit. I hate him, by the way.
Really?
And then he went to Houston, wins a Cy Young. He's one of the best pitchers in the league again.
Yeah.
Same thing with Garrett Cole. So average on the Pirates. So incredibly average. I had no clue why every team wanted him when he was available for trade. He won a lot of games, but he had like a 4.4 ERA on the Pirates. Didn't understand the hype. He goes to Houston, bam, sub 2.3 ERA.
He was the best pitcher I've ever seen on the Astros.
Yeah.
Like literally, like just mowing people
And
down.
then like was really good in the beginning of the year for the Yankees, and then the whole spider tech thing.
He's been up and down since. He's
And
had
he's just-
real solid starts since, and he's had some real bad starts since.
I mean, Tampa doesn't get the respect they deserve.
And that's what I mean. Their team doesn't wow me as much as it does last year, but they have
Losing
that
Taylor Paz now,
big
obviously
bat
doesn't
now.
help.
No, yeah, Nelson
is
Cruz. I
huge.
said at the deadline when you
I
texted us.
loved that trade.
That was the perfect pickup for them. Literally perfect. He comes in and gets like 5 RBIs every game, and that's like that for the middle of your order. That's exactly what you
A
need.
good glue guy.
When is he gonna slow down?
He's 41,
That's awesome.
just mashing baseballs.
Same with like Miguel Cabrera. How old is he?
He's on 500 watch.
He is.
He is. He's got 499.
He's been sitting on it for like a week now.
But I mean, how old is
All right, we're calling that right now. Tonight is the night.
that he hits
Yeah.
500?
Tonight, I don't know whoever the starting pitcher is. He's hitting one.
God, thanks.
Oh, he's hitting one off of Ohtani.
Oh wow.
Oh, I did see something like that on ESPN earlier.
He just got a hit. That's so funny. The Mets and the
Wait, he did get it
God,
already?
the Mets, man. What a
the Mets
Wait,
and the Giants are in the 12th inning right now.
Wait, Cabrera did get his fifth?
No, he got a hit.
dude. The Mets are like
he like just was up and he got a hit.
the Mets are like 3-12 in their last like 15 games.
It's not great,
That's-
Bob.
And you like the Mets?
Did you
I
see,
did love the
Did
Mets.
you see Steve Cohen on Twitter?
No.
He's the Mets owner, and he literally was like, I don't understand how our offense can be this bad.
I don't either.
Oh, he was gassing the lineup.
Some
No,
guy.
he was talking shit to the lineup. He was saying, I don't understand how our hitters can
Sometimes
be.
it gets the people going, you know?
I would not be.
provocative.
I would not be talking shit about my own team if I was the owner. Like you can talk shit.
There's a
but
difference between talking shit and trying to fire him up. Was he talking shit or was he
I'll
trying
read you.
to fire
I'll
him
read
up?
you the exact tweet. Hold
They-
on.
May-
nope,
Maybe
he's-
it got misconstrued too.
he's
'cause,
right though.
I mean,
They should
It's not
be
like
so
he's
much
not right,
better.
but I feel like it's such a bad look.
That's not a good thing to say,
and
especially
when you're
with
in
the
that clubhouse and you look and you're
It's-
like,
it's
our
and a
owner
new
doesn't even-
owner,
from
right?
from Stephen Cohen, the Mets owner. It's hard to understand how professional hitters can be this unproductive. The best teams have a more disciplined approach. The slugging and OPS numbers don't lie.
Yeah, that's talking shit.
That's talking shit.
Yeah.
You're literally just shit talking your own team.
Well,
That's not a good look.
I don't. Maybe he's not saying it directly to his players. Maybe just saying, like coaching staff, look at these guys that you got here. Look at this lineup. How are they playing this bad? What's going on? What's the problem?
Yeah, to publicly just air it out on Twitter is not a good look.
Nope.
And then like when you think you're a member on that team and you're in the clubhouse and you're like, holy shit, like our owner is like talking shit about us. It doesn't really fire me up. That just gets me like depressed.
I would be pissed. It's like your owner's supposed to have your back.
Yeah, and especially for a newer owner too.
It's one thing when you see the media talking shit and like that's it, like you want to prove them wrong. You don't want to sit there and trying to prove your owner wrong. Your owner should be the number one believer in the system that you're playing.
The Mets are in shambles. That was your team too for a little bit. You were saying that the Mets.
I was so high on them.
Jake DeGrom.
Whatever. I'll live with it.
Is he still hurt?
Yeah. What a shame.
That's
I don't even want to talk about that. That makes me really sad.
Who's going to be the MVP?
Easily.
I think it was a done deal.
No, like it
wasn't even close.
That he was going to be the MVP.
It was
we were like 2 months into the season, and he still had more RBIs than earned runs 2 months into the season.
Yeah, those stats he was putting out were astronomical.
I don't want to talk about him anymore. I'm starting to get sad. I never had seen pitching.
What happened? Is he coming back? What happened?
He's coming back like a couple weeks.
I'd never seen pitching like that in my life. I had tears in my eyes watching.
Good though.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Yeah, I think that he was just like so good that even coming off an injury, he's probably going to be really good.
Yep.
Still.
No team from that division's doing anything though. That division sucks.
I love the Phillies.
You do love the Phillies, but
I mean, I don't think
Bryce Harper late MVP push.
He has been playing lights out lately.
It's going to be Tatis.
I think
they might not make the playoffs.
His injury kind of
the Reds are hot. I still think
you're gonna love this. I bought a Joey Votto jersey.
That's awesome. It's
one
of my favorite players. Again,
I want to buy a Tatis.
It's red and then
talk
it's
about
white.
a second.
It's like 2 jerseys.
I've seen this so many times. That dude's got to be one of the best second half players ever.
Joey Votto.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I've seen this story so many times where dude just rakes the second. There was 1 year I think where he bat 400 over the course of the second half of the season.
Hit and was gonna let his dog eat the ball.
Yeah, just he let him eat the first one. That was funny. Joey Votto, good guy for sure.
Definitely good guy qualified.
I mean, they are a team that's like, if I'm in the playoffs, I don't want to play the Reds.
No, they got a very dangerous lineup. Luis Castillo is a top tier starting pitcher in the MLB.
He can
Great
be.
stuff.
He's so weird, dude. Because like he has outings where you can't hit him, and then he has outings where he goes up and just 8 runs.
Yeah, you get that team on the wrong day, it's might not look pretty.
I mean, like today they played the Cubs and lost like 8-1.
I mean, what do you think? Honestly, who do you think the Dodgers would rather play? The Padres, the Reds? They've seen the Padres plenty of times this season, and they don't have that.
Who would the Dodgers rather have?
Yeah. They've had some.
They would rather have the Reds.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can argue that.
No, they would because
you could argue that as an advantage to the other way too. I said, Dodgers have seen the Padres quite a few times this season, but so the Padres and the Dodgers many times too.
Here's the thing: if they see the Reds, most likely they're also going to see the Padres.
It's just no, they can't because the Padres.
Division?
Yeah, the Giants are winning the division.
Yeah,
so the Dodgers are going to be in the playing game. The thing is, I think psychologically, like I don't want to say that San Diego has an edge over the Dodgers, but like San Diego fully believes that they are a better team than the Dodgers.
They do.
Whereas like the Reds might believe it, but at the same time,
they might actually. I was going to say, I feel like the Dodgers have taken care of San Diego quite well this year, but they might actually be a round split when it comes to season series. They've had some damn good games.
I think in the beginning of the year it was more towards San Diego.
It was. San Diego started off much. Los Angeles had a slow start to the season. I think they rode around about third place for the first month and a half, and they obviously
San Diego came out the gate flying.
They did.
So, but then Tatis got hurt, and then they kind of had a lull. Now he's back, so we'll see how they do now.
But I mean, the races in both.
He hit 2 home runs in his game back, right?
Tatis?
Yeah,
I believe so.
that's that's nuts.
He's a monster.
He's crazy.
Final thought before we head on out of here. Lionel Messi.
Oh yeah.
Remember Paris Saint-Germain?
You were right.
I hate them.
On your prediction. I think we all agreed that was like the most obvious choice though.
I think there was no other club that was going to pay him as much money as like he wanted.
And then when we got off the podcast, I saw that Man City signed Grealish for like 150 million or whatever the fuck it was. And then at that point
that was stupid.
And then at that point I was like, oh, so they're definitely not.
Barcelona's fucked.
Yo, you want to hear the craziest shit, right? So ESPN just signed this deal with La Liga like before when Messi was still on Barcelona. And like they were trying to advertise and everything. The first game was like Barcelona versus Atletico. It was like the first game ever to be aired on ESPN in La Liga, and it was supposed to be Messi versus Suarez.
Nope.
Sorry.
Barcelona's not going to be that good, but at the same time, without Messi there, I think it's more or less like not as much pressure on their backs per se. I know it sounds crazy. I'm not expecting them to be like, world beaters, but I could see them winning La Liga this year. I mean, it's them or Atletico. Real Madrid has definitely taken a step back, and I'm not the biggest Carlos Ancelotti fan as their manager. So I really think it's a 2-horse race, and
Champions League though, who do we think?
It's got to be PSG.
Well, it'll be the favorite.
It's probably going to be.
Teams like Bayern are still in the mix. Obviously,
I don't like Bayern's new manager.
No.
I would say, all right. If I had to give you like my top,
you got your heavy hitting, Premier League
all right,
teams.
well,
Be in the mix.
Chelsea is going to be up there.
Yep.
I'm a huge Chelsea fan.
I would love to see a Chelsea PSG final.
Well, you got to think too. Who was PSG's old coach? Chelsea's coach right now. So that's a nice little storyline.
I didn't think of that. I didn't know that.
Chelsea, PSG. You definitely have to say Bayern, even though I'm not the biggest Bayern fan.
You always have to throw Bayern in there because it's like...
And City, but City's not winning anything because they're City.
What about Liverpool?
Nope.
I
think they had their moment.
I don't think they shine a torch to...
They had their moment.
Yeah.
They had their moment in the sun. I think they're still a good team, but I don't think they're like a team that like plays you very tough, but then in the end, like they're gonna be a goal short or they're gonna come up.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be so weird seeing Messi on PSG though.
I don't know.
I hate that because I love him, but I hate PSG. I like a lot of players on PSG now though. Like
this won't happen, but there's talks of this. Mbappe leaves, and they bring in Ronaldo.
That would never happen. That'd be cool.
Sal,
that'd be so sick.
You know who PSG's goalkeeper is though?
Donnarumma.
Gianluigi Donnarumma.
Yeah,
that's Buffon just reincarnated.
I hate that these guys are on PSG.
No,
why are you playing in Paris, man?
How does that happen? Right? You get a guy like Buffon who's been there a million years. And as soon as he's done, they find a stud in net. That's
right.
So
I mean,
crazy.
he wasn't there for that long.
Who?
Buffon. He was in PSG for a couple of years.
I'm talking about like Italy. I'm talking about Italy.
Oh,
like he's
awesome.
been the guy since 2000, 20 years.
20 years.
As soon as he's done, they find
Donnarumma's been around for a solid like 3-4 years too. People have been talking about him like this is the guy.
But yeah, and they were right.
Yeah, how crazy is that?
He's
I know.
Crazy, dude. That's why I think 2022 World Cup, Italy's taking it.
I don't agree.
Did you guys see that United States men's national team is ranked top 10 in the world right now?
Yeah. I mean, but
ew.
There's like if you look at
it's
that
not
list,
their time yet.
If you look at that list,
no, it's not. But
20,
I think it's a sign of things.
They're coming around the turn.
It's only because of the Copa America and
Gold Cup. Yeah,
in Gold Cup.
I understand that,
which is rigged to be USA versus Mexico every time.
So 2022 World Cup. It's
but no, on Gold Cup. Who the hell else is it going to be? In Canada?
No, but I'm saying if you looked at the list of the 1 to 10, if you looked at 11 through 20, I guarantee you'd be like, why the fuck? Why would the U.S. ever be 11 through 20?
2022 World Cup winner.
Italy.
Oh, Christ, Sal.
Italy.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Nolan. I'm there. They're nasty. They got age on their side, too. They are youthful.
Yes. They're going to be good in 2022 and 2026.
Those
Not saying they're going to win both, obviously, because that would be that'd be the craziest hot take ever, but I think they have the best shot to win 22.
Teams like Belgium are starting to age a little bit.
I never got why
you got to put
ranked higher
France still going to be
Euros.
France is still going to be around for a very long time though. They're always, next two tournaments are
I don't know, but I'm going to say Brazil right now.
Brazil.
Yeah, Sal, we haven't seen a South American team win it in quite some time.
We might have to end it after that because there's no shot.
Why not?
There's no shot. They don't have anybody. They have Neymar. That's it. That's it.
It's Brazil.
I don't know. I think
if you're going off that, then Argentina should win every competition ever.
I'm not just saying they have just Neymar. I mean, they have other players. They have a solid team.
They don't have a goalkeeper.
They've never had a goalkeeper.
They never have a goalkeeper
ever.
Or defense.
I don't think they've. Oh, yes, they do. They have Man City's goalkeeper, Ederson. He's good.
You're right. He's a very good player.
Yeah, he's very good. I don't know. All right. I don't think
it's not going to be a South American team.
I don't think any. All right. I don't think England's
It's
winning that.
tough.
Obviously, Hold
No,
on, listen.
it's really
I don't.
tough.
I don't think England's winning that.
I think England will be up there.
I yelled out
No, yeah,
Italy.
they will
Am I
be.
that confident
So
in
will
my
France.
Italy pick?
So will Belgium. So
No,
will
Belgium
Germany.
doesn't. Belgium is equivalent to Manchester City. They don't win anything. They're good,
And
but
yeah.
they'll
be
win
up there.
anything. Yeah,
Yeah, no, but they're gonna be.
And then this will be it for them. 2022, and then they'll be done.
yeah.
Because they talked about it in the broadcast leading up to the Euros. They have nothing after
Yeah,
this
they're-
in terms of talent. Young
That's what I mean.
talent.
Their window is closed.
I have no idea who's winning the World Cup. I'll say
That's
Brazil,
what I mean.
but like I don't know.
So I say Italy. You know, it's a solid pick.
And-
Am I
and
that
I'm
confident in
excited
it?
Because I think
No.
the U.S. will make a deep run, like to maybe the quarters, and like it'll be wild.
They
but
make it to
maybe
the quarters.
semis,
I'll be so happy.
like maybe I think that's as far as they could go.
When do they play in the United States?
2026.
2026.
That could be.
They're winning out.
That's what
By
I mean.
that time,
that might be their peak.
by that time, Pulisic will be in his prime.
Yeah.
Everyone will be in their prime on that team.
I think they still have to find a few like young studs and a few.
Oh, their
like,
goalkeeper too.
Zach
Stefan. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Their backup goalkeeper's better than him. I don't know what the fuck his name is, but he
He played his ass off. That game.
he was playing so good, like unbelievable.
I think the pieces that they're missing are on defense. They need a
They're
solid tandem.
They're always
on defense.
bad on defense.
But I mean, once they find that, I think 2026 will be a good year for U.S. soccer.
Oh yeah, that Luke Voigt quote.
Yeah, he literally said, "I deserve as much playing time as Rizzo." Like,
Shut up.
I don't know. Like, just don't
He's
say
fat.
that.
You know
your
what?
Team's
So-
been playing so good. Just don't say that.
Yeah, I know, and I got my I got the quote because my grandpa sent it to me, and he says, "Just shut up and stay healthy." For real? No,
Literally,
but
like Luke Voigt has like.
I
two
hate
good
that he
games.
did that because I want Rizzo to be in there, and he played great until he got COVID. Since he got to the Yankees, he's the lefty bat. You know, he's got the short porch there. Luke Voigt is someone that is going to be awesome to have down the stretch and hopefully into a playoff.
So why
run.
is he trying to tear the team apart?
I don't know. And you know what? If I think Stanton wants to play the field, and I think his head's more in the game that way. And honestly, there's no statistic correlation, but I think that makes him better at the plate.
As long as Aaron Boone's there, they're not winning shit.
Yeah,
I agree.
But I don't see why not. You put Luke Voigt at DH. You know,
They have
every
the
once in a
recipe.
while, Joey Gallo can play center field. You throw Judge in left, throw Stanton in right, and throw Gallo in center, and see what goes on. And
They have the
DH Luke
recipe.
Voigt.
They have the recipe.
They do.
We'll see how far they take it. But for right now, I'm not high on them. Even though they have had the best record since the All-Star break in the AL. So
I think
they've caught up to the Red Sox. They're tied with the A's right now in the
That's-
wild card race.
that's what I mean.
That's
I
going to
think
be a tight one coming down the stretch.
it's going to be a tight one. However, they're not tied with the A's, by the way. I believe the A's are a game up. They're really
After
good.
today, probably.
The A's are
Have
one
they
of the-
played today. They were tied as of yesterday.
Who the A's? They haven't played out.
So they're tied right now.
Yeah.
It's going to come down. I mean,
No,
if the
we're
Red
not-
Sox win, they're obviously going to be
We're
one
not
game
tied
up.
with the A's.
Yeah,
The wild card race.
It's a three-way tie right now.
They're also one of the hottest teams in baseball right now, and I think it's just a
Not as high
fight.
as the Yankees, though.
No, very similar record since the All-Star break, though. I think that it's going to be a dogfight between the Yankees and Red Sox for the second wild card spot. I think the
I
A's make
agree.
it in. They're really good. They have a great roster. They made the trade for Marte. That's
And they're going to
awesome.
do it
Matt
quietly,
Olson
too,
is
because
raking.
everyone's Red Sox, Yankees, so yeah. Because the Red Sox are like hanging on for dear life right now.
They are, and like you
They
said,
have been
Sale looked
struggling.
really good in that start. He came back though, but
That's what I said. It all comes down to Sale.
like you said before, you said, "What are you guys thinking for AL?" I got nothing. The AL is insane right now. Am I that confident in the White Sox making the World Series? Damn good team, great team. I don't know. Houston, I just don't want to say Houston. F them. Like I love the A's right now. I really do, but like it's the A's and they're probably just not.
No.
No, because just like the Yankees, like they're almost like cursed in a way.
The A's are Belgium, who are Man City, who get far but don't win anything. They're not.
The Yankees don't even get far into anything. They usually
Now, the Yankees love winning or losing in like the ALCS.
They do, yeah. We've done that a lot the past decade. Detroit, Texas,
Houston. Aw.
The Detroit one was sad.
oh, it's the best response ever.
All right.
All right, fam.
Great one.
Tetra.
Later.